I want to do a series of videos on dry baking using different kinds of stoves. Let's take a look at some dry baking video. Hi, I'm Sam with Batch Stoves, and today we're going to do some dry baking. We're going to bake some Betty Crocker banana nut muffin. This is a just add water mix. I've got about half a package here, and I'm going to be using a modified penny stove. Now this stove I made a couple of years ago. I'm not sure exactly when, but I made this stove in an attempt to improve on the penny stove and try to get a little bit quicker boil times. This stove didn't really boil quicker. It did burn good, it just didn't burn hot like I wanted. So I'm thinking it might be a great candidate for dry baking. So basically it has the threaded insert inside. The inside's threaded, and it has 3/4 inch holes, and that's it, no jets. And then you lay on your carbon felt, and then a washer made from the inside, the bottom of a soda can, and that goes on the top, and then you screw in the thumb screw. So let's fill the stove up. We're going to be using heat, gasoline antifreeze, and I have a 1 ounce fuel bottle here. So let's put in 1 ounce. And then just simply lay the carbon felt on, then your washer, and screw on the thumb screw. Like so. And just kind of roll it around and get the felt wet. And that's all you have to do. Light the stove. I'm going to be using this is a pot stand that I made from a couple of drawer pulls for your cabinets. I'm going to be using that. And then we have our 10 centimeter dry baking dish. There is no oil in here. It's completely dry. And I'm going to put in there my mix that I've already mixed, and you can see the consistency of this is it's pretty thick stuff. It says, I think, just add a half a cup of water to the whole mix, and this is about half, so let's get that in there. Spread it all around. It smells good. I always like banana nut bread. So I imagine these will be good. Okay, and we're going to be using our 12 centimeter dry baking dish. 12 centimeter cook pot. And inside, I've made this baking ring simply out of an aluminum cookie sheet, foil type cookie sheet. And I simply cut 1.5 inch strip. And cut 1.5 inch strip, as you can see, and then folded it in half. And then just slip it inside, and that gives you about a 3/4 inch height. And that should be good for dry baking. Just drop that in there, and then drop in your doing this, I'm gonna do this for the camera, but you can see it gives you pretty good height, and then put a lid on it. Okay, so let's get that on there and start a timer. And we will see. I think it's going to take about 20-30 minutes with this stove. Not quite sure. Let's put a windscreen on there. And we'll come back and check it in a few minutes. This is the type of flame pattern you get with the this alcohol stove. Similar flame pattern to a remote fuel type stove. Because of the wick, I think it's more uniform. Seems to work fairly well. We'll see how well it does dry baking. The stove is a little finicky, but once the stove gets lit and gets hot enough and the fuel starts to vaporize, the alcohol vapor will go through the wick, and as you can see, it will burn. We're about 5.5 minutes in. We'll check back on it in about 15-20 minutes. Okay, we're coming up on 15 minutes. 15 minutes here, and let's take a peek and see what we got. I can smell it. Smells good. It's risen pretty good. It's risen up nicely. It's browning around the edges, and it's spongy, so it feels pretty good. That's about 15 minutes or so. 15 minutes, 47 seconds. So I'm going to give it, well, it's been about 16 minutes. Package says 16 to 21 minutes. So I'm not a professional muffin baker, but looks pretty brown, and stove's still going pretty good. I'm gonna give it a more about another minute or so, and then we'll take it off. We'll let it cool and rest, and we'll see if it'll come out cleanly without having used any cooking oil in the dry baking dish or cooking spray. Alright, so it's about 18 minutes, and I would probably let it go another couple minutes, but we're going to take it off at 18. We're going to see what we got. Looks like it did a fairly nice job at baking, so let's let it cool down for about 5 minutes or so, and it comes out cleanly out of the baking dish. Okay, so I've taken the 10 centimeter dry baking dish out of the 12 centimeter cook pot, and I wanted to show what the internal temperature is of the muffin right now. And as you can see, it's 199 degrees. When I first took it out, it was around 225, 220, somewhere in that range. We're going to let it cool off for another 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll check the temperature before we take it out of the dry baking dish. Okay, it's been about 7 or 8 minutes since we've taken the blew the stove out and taken the 12 centimeter cook pot off the stove. As you can see, our internal temperature, it has cooled down. Our internal temperature now is about, oh, can't see, it's about 152 degrees. I don't know if you can see that. And so let's see if it'll release out of the dry baking dish without too much sticking. So, well, it is still kind of hot. Not too bad. Not too bad. So take and tap on it. Try to knock it a little bit loose. See if you can get it kind of getting loose. And then let's take and tip it over and move this out of the way and see what we got. Okay, yeah. Oh, came out close. Came out nicely. Now this stuff inside here, as you can see, will just wipe right out. And just take a paper towel and you can wipe this right out. Now I don't know if the mix has some kind of oil in it. I'm sure it does. Maybe it does. I don't know. But as you can see, it wipes pretty. Oops, sorry. It wipes pretty clean with just a paper towel, and that's with no oil or cooking spray whatsoever. And you can see we got a nice brown color on this muffin, and it's nice and fluffy. And I wish we had smell-o-vision, because you could smell this. It really smells good. But it's nice and spongy on the inside, moist. And I tell you, dry baking's the way to go if you're wanting breakfast on the trail. It's a nice change, and it's delicious. So this is your banana nut muffins from Betty Crocker's Simply Add Water, using the 10 centimeter dry baking dish with no cooking spray or cooking oil, and the 12 centimeter cook pot with a modified penny stove. So I'm Sam at Batch Stoves. Thanks for watching the video. Stop by the website and please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.